In 2018, I began writing a book. It was an autobiography of sorts. It took about a year to write the manuscript, which I had been told was the hardest part about book writing. So by 2019, the next steps for me were to find an editor and then a publisher. My conservative goal was to have the book published by the fall of 2020. I found an excellent editor who worked quickly and efficiently, and by mid-2020, she had finished editing the entire book, which was right in line with my goal to be published by that fall. Suddenly, it seemed as though time stood still as I became bogged down with trying to find the best publisher, with trying to make sure my website looked the best that it could look, and that I had the optimal number of followers on social media. I read, reread, and reread my book again to make sure that my words and my thoughts were represented correctly. The fall of 2020 came and went, and no book was published. And then the winter hit, and then the spring of 2021, and then the summer, and then the fall, and then the winter again of 2022, and then the spring again of 2022, and still no book was published. It was during that time I read another book that talked about motion versus action, and I realized that I had fallen into the trap of planning, learning, and strategizing, which isn't bad, but it didn't produce a result. When I did a little bit more self-reflection, I realized that I was just terrified of failure. What if nobody buys my book? Or even worse, what if people buy it and don't like it? What if all the time and effort I put into writing this book was just a big waste? Looking for the best publisher, optimizing my website, building my social media following was motion, and it made me feel like I was making progress without failing. But by spring of 2022, I wasn't any closer to having my book published because I hadn't taken action. And that's the difference between motion and action. Motion is planning and strategizing. Action delivers results. Motion is spending weeks tweaking that seminar invitation. Action is giving the green light to the mailhouse to send your mailer. Motion is obsessing over that radio or TV script, sending it to friends or family members to get their thoughts. Action is marching down to that studio and recording that script and putting it out there. Motion is spending months trying to find the best company to call through your list of prospects to try to set up an appointment. Action is you picking up your own phone and dialing the numbers and setting up those appointments yourself. The French writer Voltaire said, "The good or the best is the enemy of the good." Stop planning the best live event and just do one. An average live event is better than 3 perfectly planned ones that never happened. Get that website published, get it out there, and worry about tweaking that bio or choosing that better domain later. Now, of course, there's a balance to this. You don't want to poorly represent yourself or your company. But if you find yourself in motion so that you can feel like you're making progress without the fear of failing, my encouragement to you is to pull back on the motion and take action. Let us know if we can help you take action with your marketing. And remember, you may be independent, but with Tucker Financial Group, you're never alone.